channel. So today we'll be doing a cozy little Christmas chit chat with you guys about girl talk and relationship advice. So if you want to see what we have to say, then keep watching and let's get started.
Okay, so this is the do's and don'ts of being in a relationship
Based on our personal experience.
Okay, my first big thing is don't rush into a relationship. Especially if you're young, you don't have to have a boyfriend. Like, dating is okay, talking to guys is okay, but like it reaches a point where when you say, oh, I have to have a boyfriend, everybody has a boyfriend, and then it becomes complicated because you don't want to like regret things when you're younger, and you don't want to rush into a relationship with like the first boy you meet or anything like that, because then later on in life you'd realize that like it was a huge mistake.
Our mom always used to tell us to like wait for the right person, and we just used to think that we knew so much more than she did, and now like looking back on it now, it's like shocks, you know, like you didn't have to be, you know, in a relationship with somebody just because everybody else was doing it. You just really didn't have to.
Like my mom used to say, when the right person comes along, he would wish that you didn't like do X, Y, and Z with like how much other people, because then it would hurt, right? Because you finally realize, okay, this is the right person when I'm older, and like I wish I didn't do these things when I was younger. And it's like, it is okay to make mistakes because that's how you learn, but just if you know it from when you're younger, like just don't rush into it. Like get to know people, have a lot, like have guy friends.
But don't be just wanting to commit to everybody.
My next don't is don't be paranoid. Like there's a difference between jealousy and paranoia, and like it is okay to be jealous sometimes because it kind of shows the guy that, okay, yeah, like I am interested in you and I do want you like to be serious
But like
with.
don't go down the edge of stalkerish.
Like, like paranoid, like oh my god, you sat
right
next to her, or like oh my god, you, like I saw you like looking in her direction. Like guys are, they will be boys, like boys will be boys. They will watch other girls, they will do like whatever they want. Like it's natural for them, but don't be paranoid about it, because like boys don't like it when girls are insecure. That's like a huge thing.
Like insecurity is like, that should be a point too. Like insecurity is the worst thing.
Yeah, that a girl.
An insecure girl is literally the worst. Like you should never be that person. You should be, which will bring me to my next point, which will be your own person. And if you are insecure and you keep worrying about his every movement and his every action, it's just gonna drive him crazy, and
it's gonna reflect bad on you because it's like you don't know who you are as a person. You don't know what you deserve. Like don't be like immature about the situation.
Exactly. So like don't go into a relationship if you are immature, because it's just, and when we say immature, we don't mean like childish. It's just like you're not
mature enough to handle your feelings and to handle the responsibility of another, sharing your feelings with somebody else.
So that brings me to my next point, which is to be your own person. And that is so important, because if you are your own person, if you know who you are, if you're confident in who you are and you are your own person, then there will be no need to be insecure. There will be no need to be like that, because you have your life and he has his life. So you could give him space that he needs, and you don't have to be by him 24/7. Exactly, you don't. And like in my relationship, like I've been in a relationship for 4 years now, and my boyfriend and I have completely our different lives. Like, you know how some people would stay up and talk all night on the phone? Like that is,
I used to do it when I was younger.
Exactly, we used to do it when we were small, like every night.
Every night, just talk on the phone
for like hours.
Fall asleep on the phone.
Every night, like 10 o'clock, free calls.
Free calls on BBM, not BBM, on B-Mobile.
B-Mobile is our like Verizon or something.
Yeah.
We used to be like that, like from the time 10 o'clock free calls, we would be like, hello. Like that was how we were, but like you don't have to be like that now, like older now. Like we give our person space, and that's exactly what you should do. Like be your own person, like do something that you have, like have something for your own self. And you need to have that personal space and be your own person.
You have to show the guy that you could essentially not live without him, but be independent as a person, because then that means that they're comfortable staying in that relationship. Like if they are with an independent, mature girl. Like not a clingy needy. Never be a clingy needy.
Okay, clingy needy is what we call
a CNG.
Clingy needy girl. Because that's what you are, like a clingy needy girl. Like you have to be a woman, you have to be a lady, you have to be aware of who you are, and you can't be clingy. Like clinging is the worst thing. Second worst to being a merges with PI. PIG, you're a pig. A paranoid, insecure girl is just as bad as a clingy, needy girl. Like, you don't want to be those people. You want to be the mature, confident, sexy woman who has a boyfriend and who's okay to be on her own, be with her girlfriends, be like doing her own thing.
Stuff. Okay, our next don't play games. When I was younger, like, I was known for that. Like, I would always play games. I would always not text back after a certain time, and always like put up like shady statuses or like shady tweets or whatever. It falls into the category of don't be immature too. Like, you know how, like, it's kind of like a everything you do me, I do you back.
Yeah, everything me.
It's like a game, right? And it gets to the point where, okay, he would do something, he would like put up a picture with a girl or like tag somebody or like just write on somebody's wall, and you feel the need to do it back. Like, everything he does, just do it back.
And do it back worse.
It's a game. And do it back worse, like, you know. And like, I learned not to play those games anymore. Like, just because somebody does something, you have to be the better person. Like, being the better person is very, very important. Like, when I was angry, like in the past when I was angry with people, like, I would not talk to them at all, and like they would do the same thing. Like, they would not talk to me at all. And the thing is, what is the point of that? Like, be the bigger person, just reply and be like, okay, let's talk about it, let's be serious.
Right, exactly.
And like, let's work this out. And don't be the, oh, I'm gonna talk to you, I'm gonna delete you from Twitter. Like, people who take extreme measures, like delete from Facebook, delete from Twitter, delete from everything, just delete, it's so immature.
For the whole blocking thing, for me, like, it comes a point in time in your life where you just want to get rid of your past, and it's okay to like block. Like, so many years later, if you block people now,
yeah, it's true.
It's so many years later, it wouldn't really like matter.
Yeah, like, it came a point in time where I grew up. When I got my first serious boyfriend, I was like 19. I deleted everybody in the past, like, who just weren't significant to me anymore, and like, it was like a clean up. It wasn't like, the delete I'm talking about is if you have a good relationship with the person, and just because you're angry about something, you delete them. That was what I was talking about.
Right.
Like, if you are currently in that relationship,
you just don't go and delete or unfollow or something like that. But like 5 years later, like 10 years later, we are not the same person that we were when we were like 13
and it's good to get rid of that negativity.
Exactly.
That's exactly what I did. Like, when I got my first year's boyfriend, I deleted all the negativity in my life.
Right, and you guys know in my How to Be Happy videos that this is a huge part. Like, get rid of the negative people in your life, because those are the things that bring you down and like sucks all your good and positive energy out of you, and you don't want to have that like bringing you down.
Okay, next big don't to me is, and I never knew this when I was younger, don't involve the whole world in your relationship. Like, every little thing that happened when I was younger, I would tell everybody, oh my god, he did this, he did that, oh my god, look what he's doing. And I used to publicize my relationship. When Facebook was now a thing, every single thing about my relationship used to be on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, like, and then I used to tell everybody every little thing that was going wrong. And that is something you should not do. Your relationship is between you and your boyfriend. If you have a problem, work it out. Don't go running and telling everybody. Because then everybody has an opinion, and then those will like
change. It
will
twist.
Opinion, it will twist, and then you don't know what you want anymore, because so much people are telling you, no, don't do this, no, you have to break up, get out of this relationship, and like, it shouldn't be like that. You should make your own decisions. So if something is happening within your relationship, work it out yourself before running telling everybody.
And that's the point of the maturity that we were talking about.
Yeah, like, work it out. Exactly. The whole world does not need to have a say in your relationship.
Exactly. And you should be mature enough to know, well, like, if your boyfriend is cheating on you 24 freaking 7 with a ton of different girls, you need to be mature enough to like end it, and just don't be that girl. Which brings me to my point, which is never be an option when you can be someone's only. Because you guys, some of you may know, I was in that situation, and it was literally one of the worst times of my life, and like Paris like almost stopped talking to me.
I was disappointed.
She was disappointed in me, and I was like so adamant about like I knew better than everybody else, and he loved me, and you know, he would leave her for me and that kind of stuff, and that is just so much BS. And let me tell you, you never want to be that person. Like, there is a guy who will be right out there and who will be there for you, and you will never have to be the outside woman. You will never have to be the
option.
Yeah, the option, like somebody to just come by whenever. You know, they want something, you will never have to be that person.
Don't be the number 2.
Yeah, like, you must be the only, the woman, like that person's only. And you know, when you realize that, you will realize that you don't need like to be in a situation like, you have to respect yourself enough, and you have to know who you are, and you just have to know that you deserve so much more than you could imagine. So don't ever settle for less, and don't ever bring yourself down to that level. Okay, so and with that same point, is like, don't cheat. I just don't know why people do it, but it's just like, it's not good, it's not right.
The underlying thing is, if you're not happy in your relationship,
Just end it. Just leave. Like, the door is right open. Like, there is no need to cheat at all. And this is another don't too. Like, don't be, like I mentioned this earlier, but don't be the girl who is cheated on. And like, the thing about this is that
you don't deserve it.
Where's your self-respect? Like, why are you allowing yourself? Like, everybody, like, especially when everybody knows that he's cheated on you. Like, honestly, don't. Like, just don't be that person. Like, there will be somebody else who would love you and who wouldn't cheat on you and who would respect you. So don't be that girl. Don't think that you have to stay in a situation like that, because let me tell you something, he's not the only guy in the world. There will be somebody else, and somebody who will treat you like the princess that you are.
My do list, my number one thing is to communicate. Like, that is the most
critical,
essential thing.
It's true,
like,
because
if you have a problem, you don't communicate it with that person, you will just let it fester inside of you, and it will build up, and then you will start to be mean to the person. You will start to do things and they don't even know why you're doing these things for, like these hurtful things, and you will start to ignore them, give them the cold shoulder and stuff, because you're not telling them what's wrong, and they're not making any motion to correct it, because they don't know that you think that is a problem. Like, something is bothering you,
like something legitimate.
Yeah, something
like
legitimate. Then talk about it. Like, be like, oh hey, I have to talk to you about something. Like, and work it out. Like, be mature enough to work it out and not turn every little thing into a
problem.
Which brings me to my next point. Don't go to sleep angry. Like, I have this thing inside my big huge heart. Like, if I am fighting with somebody, and like I get this like feeling, I don't know what it is, but it's kind of like I always think about it. I always force myself to think about it until it became natural now. Like, you don't know how long life is, and you don't know how long you have. Don't ever go to sleep angry.
And this is not only for your boyfriend, because
it's for anybody. Like, resolve it. Like, I learned to I trained myself into doing that. Like, don't like be the bigger person. It have like so much other things that this could be worse. Like, it have so much other ways that this could be worse. Just resolve it. Like, talk to the person. Say, like, I know we didn't work this out yet, but I just wanted to let you know that,
have a good night. Just
have a good night. Like,
we'll talk about it tomorrow.
Not tell the person good night, or like ignore the person for a series of days.
Okay, that is so true, because like she now learned this, but this is something I've been applying in my life ever since I was with my boyfriend. Like, and the thing about this, no matter what happened between us, and we don't even fight much to begin with, but like the 2 or 3 little fights that we had over the last 4 years or whatever, we were just always like, okay, well, guys are very ruled by ego, so like they might not be the ones, and most likely they aren't going to be the ones who are going to apologize first. Like, it's going to be you, and that is okay. But the point is that your cleanse and your conscience is not about them, it's about you. Like, your heart,
like, you don't want
needs
to
be at rest.
Negativity inside your heart. Just resolve the issue and move on.
Or like, if you can't resolve it, like, just say we'll talk about it tomorrow. But I just wanted to say I love you. Exactly. Like, never go to sleep angry at all, because
that's like a big thing for me. It's like, life is too short
and unpredictable.
Like, you don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow. Like, you don't want to have that hate or hatred inside of your heart. Like, every time I get into a fight now or anything like that, I always say, wait, like, think about it. Is this worth it? Like, there's so much bigger problems in life. Like, is it worth it to be like this? No. And then I would immediately just be like, oh, hi. Or something like that.
That's so funny that she says that, because in one of my relationship advice videos, like, I talk about how to avoid fights with your guy. I always make a huge point of, is it worth it? Like, is this worth your relationship? It's such a small, petty thing, insignificant thing with your relationship. Like, nothing should be as important as your relationship. And it will show the guy that you are the bigger person, right? You are mature. But like, let me tell you something. If you are with a guy, and even after you do all of this and they still refuse to like let go, then that is not a positive person for you. Like, if they're still holding on to the grudge or holding on to the cold shoulder when you're trying to be normal and you're trying to like get over it and be a bigger person, and
then
move on and
like rethink the decision. You don't want to be with somebody who will always hold that negativity back. Exactly. Like, be with somebody who, when they see you making the effort, they will meet you halfway.
Exactly, yes. I think we are like more or less finished, but I have a point here, and this is, if you want to leave and if you're not happy, just leave. Because the thing about this is that if you're in a relationship and just somehow you're not feeling it anymore, and if something is just not clicking for you, don't think that you have to stay and suffer. Like, some people are sometimes afraid to like end relationships, and don't be afraid to, because sometimes just be honest. Just come forth and be honest with that person. Like, don't be shady and don't try to lie or make up something. Just be honest and be like, you need some space. Like, if you need space, please take the space, because you just don't want to stay in a relationship and just suffer and just think that you have to be there. Like, just don't.
My next point is be with a guy who supports you. Like, that is a big thing. Don't be with a guy who, like, is not appreciative of things that you do or appreciative of your success. Like, be with a guy who, like, will look at you and be like, that's my girl, like she got these awards, so that's my girl, like she's good at this. Like, always be with somebody who will bring you up, not somebody who will just be like seething in the corner because
like wanting to be better than you and planning like behind to like outdo you or something. Like, you don't need those kinds of guys in your life. Like, somebody who's
proud of you and who will be like, that is my girl.
Like, that's the best feeling in the world.
It is the best feeling
to be like, that's my girl, like that is my girl. Like, be with a guy who is like that, who would be so happy
and
for your successes.
And like always supporting you and like helping you to like go to greater heights.
Be with somebody who truly appreciates you and appreciates your successes, and who will be there to catch you when you fall down and be there to be like, babe, it's okay, like you can try again, you can do this again. So yeah, that is the end of this video. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure and give this video a huge thumbs up if you did like it and if you found our advice useful. And if you would like us to do another cozy Christmas or cozy holiday girl talk, then comment down below with any questions that you may have. So don't forget to subscribe on your way out
so you won't miss a thing.
We'll see you in our next video. Bye!